Hello, welcome to TTV News on TayNinhTV radio and television station. Ladies and gentlemen, on December 20, the government inspectorate have a national online campaign on access and income control. Mr. Bùi Ngọc Lam, Deputy Inspector General of the government, chairs the campaign. Residing at the TayNinhTV Bridge Point, there were Mr. Nguyễn Thành Ngọc, Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee.
Speaking at the opening of the conference, Mr. Bùi Ngọc Lam said that currently across the country, there are 44,015 people who have declared additional income assess. 161,928 people declare assess and income. Authorities have verified the assess and income of over 13,000 people, of whom 2,664 people had errors in declaration, according to regulations, of which there were 54 people. By the beginning of 2023, there will be cases of violations of dishonest declaration of assets, according to party and state regulations. Through this conference, the government inspectorate, especially the parties, agencies, and the steering committee, will exchange, guide, and answer unanimously on how to properly implement the parties' regulations and state law in the declaration, disclosure, and verification of business assets.
In the morning of December 20, the Vietnam-Cambodia Friendship Association of TayNinhTV Province organized the second Congress of Delegates, term of 2023-2028. Attending and directing the Congress, there were Mr. Lê Hồng Liêm, Vice Chairman of the Central Vietnam-Cambodia Friendship Association.
The Congress discussed and decided on a number of important contents, including report on the association's work for the 2018-2023 term and mission directions for the 2023-2028 term, report on the implementation of the association's structure for the 2018-2023 term, and orientation for implementing the structure for the 2023-2028 term. The Congress elected the Secretary Committee of the Vietnam-Cambodia Friendship Association of TayNinhTV Province. The second term, tenure of 2023-2028, including 27 members. The Standing Committee consists of 7 members. 3 members of Inspection Committee. Mr. Trần Văn Chiến, Vice Chairman of the Provincial Business Committee, was re-elected as Chairman of the Vietnam-Cambodia Friendship Association of TayNinhTV Province, the second term. In the afternoon of December 20, Mr. Trịnh Văn Phước, member of Provincial Party Committee, Secretary of the Party Committee of the Provincial Agencies and Enterprises Bloc, chaired the Congress of the Provincial Party Committee of the Agencies and Enterprises Bloc in the fourth quarter of 2023. In 2023, the Party Committee of the Provincial Agencies and Enterprises Bloc will always pay attention to monitoring, supervising, and directing the implementation of well-implemented political tasks, production, and business tasks in its agency and units. The enterprise is in accordance with the party's guidelines and policies and the state's legal policies. During the year, the Party Committee of the Provincial Agencies and Enterprises Bloc opened night training and education classes on political theory with a total of over 600 students participating. Establishment of the Party Committee Bloc Office to meet current practical requirements. At the Congress, members of the Provincial Party Committee of Agencies and Enterprises Bloc discussed the achieved results, limitations in implementing tasks in 2023, and at the same time set out mission directions in 2024 with specific targets. In the morning of December 20, at the TayNinhTV Party Committee House, the Provincial Department of Justice organized a training session on the project Organizing Policy Communication that has a major impact on society in the process of developing legal documents for the period of 2022-2027. In 2023, the officials and civil servants of departments, branches, and provincial level law reporters. At the Congress, delegates heard the implementation of the contents of central and local documents such as Decision Number 407 in 2022 of the Prime Minister approving the projects. Policy communication organization with great impact on society in the process of developing legal documents for the period of 2022-2027. Decision number 1/5/2022 of the People's Committee of the Province on propagating the plan to implement the project policy communication organization with great impact on society in the process of developing legal documents in the period of 2022-2027 in the province. Directive number 7/2023 of the Prime Minister on strengthening policy communication work. Plan number 3668 dated 2023 of the People's Committee of the Province on implementing Directive number 7 of the Prime Minister. In addition, delegates were also trained on policy communication skills that have a great impact on society in the process of developing legal documents. It's trained, discuss, and remove difficulties and obstacles in the process of implementing communication work in order to promote propaganda right from the time the policy is still adopted, creating interest, comments, and criticism from the organizations and individuals so that when official policies are issued, they can easily come into life and promote effectiveness. In the afternoon of December 19, 2023, the Science and Technology Center under the Department of Science and Technology organized training on science and technology transfer for farmers in the city. The model being trained and transferred this time is a water-saving irrigation model. With this model, farmers can calculate relatively accurately the amount of water in the soil to see if it is enough to maintain the growth and development of plants. Irrigation system can be applied on a large scale from a few hundred square meters to several tens of hectares. The installation process is relatively easy. Using an irrigation system will have reduced water consumption and reduce the invasion of weeds and pests. The system has 3 control modes: automatic control, phone control, and manual control. The wiring system leading to H3 base is placed above the ground and the watering nozzle is at the base, so the cost is relatively high. The filter needs to be periodically cleaned and checked during using. In 2023, businesses continue to face difficulties in the output market. Orders have decreased significantly while production costs have increased. But with many efforts, TayNin Customs Department has completed the task of collecting and paying the state budget early in 2023. Accordingly, in 2023, TayNin Customs Department was assigned a state budget revenue target of 1,300 billion Vietnam dong by the Ministry of Finance. In parallel with solutions to support and facilitate import-export activities of enterprises, such as reviewing and implementing measures to collect outstanding debts and striving to avoid new outstanding debts arising, review taxes on items with suspected risk of rise, tax rates, origin brought to collect correctly and fully to avoid tax loss, contributing to increasing the unit's revenue. The summary conference to evaluate the implementation of the 2023 Public Investment Plan took place in the afternoon of December 19 under the chairmanship of Mr. Nguyễn Thanh Ngọc, Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, co-chaired by Mr. Dương Văn Thắng, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee. In 2023, capital will be arranged to ensure concentration, increase investment in infrastructure, especially the province's important transportation system, especially regional connection projects, key projects to create motivation for socio-economic promotion. Ensuring effective use of the province's public investment capital, disbursement of public investment capital is quite good compared to the whole country. Besides the cheap resource, the disbursement of public investment capital in the area also has some limitation. Specifically, the annual state budget investment planning is not close to implementation capacity. Project preparation work is not good. Investment policy approval and project investment decisions are not appropriate, leading to many adjustments. Problems with site clearance and limited construction contractor capacity slow the project's progress. Although the disbursement of public investment capital is quite good compared to the whole country, it still has not reached the target set by the province. At the conference, leaders of districts, towns, and cities on place that to overcome difficulties and complete the disbursement rate nearly equal to 100% of the assigned capital plan on schedule. In the afternoon of December 19, Bình Thuận Radio and Television Station had the emulation cluster number 7, Ministry of Information and Communications, chair and organized a conference to summarize the emulation movement and reward the radio and television station of the Southeast region in 2023. In 2023, the units of emulation cluster number 7 always closely follow the party's orientation, viewpoints, guidelines, state legal policies, and the leadership and direction of the provincial city party committees and provincial city people's committees to proactively implement assigned tasks, propaganda work, and production of news articles, reports, and columns, leave no room for errors on the air. Timely and truthful propaganda information covering political, economic, and social life domestically and internationally. Radio and television stations have promptly deployed digital infrastructure applications to convey products and programs, reach many audiences, maintain high visits, and stable quality. The units also strengthen the protection of the party's ideological foundation, fight and refute wrong views, bad and toxic information on social network.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have the camera to summarize and evaluate the implementation of the 2023 public investment plan taking place in the afternoon of December 19. Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Nguyễn Thành Ngọc, directed units and locality to make efforts strive for a disbursement to reach the highest possible level by 2023.
According to the Prime Minister's direction, the disbursement time of 2023 has been extended to the end of January 2024 due to general difficulties in the implementation of public investment nationwide. According to statistics from the Department of Planning and Investment, it is estimated that by December 31, 2023, the public investment disbursement rate of the whole province will be more than 3,744 billion Vietnam dong, reaching 92.93% of the plan assigned by the Prime Minister, reaching 81.66% of the plan assigned by the Provincial People's Council. Estimated disbursement by January 31, 2024, according to the Prime Minister's extension, the province will disburse more than 4,406 billion Vietnam dong, completing the plan assigned by the Prime Minister, reaching 95.33% of the plan assigned by the Provincial People's Council. To achieve this number, it requires great efforts from investors and localities, especially investors with a high amount of capital to be disbursed, which plays a role in determining the disbursement rate of the whole province. With the amount that needs to be disbursed in the last month of 2023 and January 2024 quite large, about 1,500 billion Vietnam dong, investors and localities have clearly stated measures to overcome difficulties and limitations and committed to strive to disbursement of reaches 100% of the assigned capital plan. Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee requested that disbursement be guaranteed to be linked to the quality of the project, payment and settlement to ensure compliance with regulations, urgently make advance payments when the volume is available. What is the continuing solution? The first is the solution for 2023. I suggest that each investor has not yet reached 100%. We commit to each other as well. It shows political determination and responsibility, but in order to reduce the promised results, it is recommended that you build and clearly divide the Gantt chart from now until January 31st. What to do each day, whose responsibilities is attached to it, how to check it so that we can finally achieve what you promised. The chairman of the Provincial People's Committee also requested that current projects with volumes need to be reviewed so that by December 31, 2023, all of that volume must be paid for projects that carry out compensation by the end of the year when there is a compensation plan. When there is a compensation plan, units and localities must focus on paying so that the majority of compensation is paid before tax to people and at the same time contribute to the disbursement rate for the whole province. Regarding the task of implementing public investment in 2024, the chairman of the Provincial Budget Committee directed that in the first quarter, units and localities need to urgently develop a Gantt chart to complete investment procedures with the highest determination. The capital allocation work must also be basically completed in the first quarter. These tasks need to be reported to party committees at all levels for direction to speed the progress right from the beginning of the year.
The Orient localities in the province, as well as functional agencies, are making great efforts to increase the proportion of people using clean water in rural areas, especially in areas with centralized water supply stations. However, the reality is that in areas not affected by a lump, many people still maintain the habits of using real well water, and this is not easy to change in a short term.
According to the results of supervision of the Provincial Business Council on the implementation of the target program on new rural construction for the period of 2021-2025 in TayNinhTV province, currently, the proportion of households using clean water from centralized water supply projects in rural areas accounts for a very modest proportion, only reaching 12.1%. Currently, in the province, there are 78 centralized rural water supply projects and 1 small water supply project. In areas where water is contaminated with alum, people's need for clean water is very high, while the existing infrastructure of centralized water supply works still cannot meet it. There are even areas with absolutely no water supply stations like in Goyeo district. This issue has been petitioned many times by local voters. Meanwhile, there is an opposite story. In many areas where the water source is not contaminated with alum, even though the water supply station is located close to the house, many people still prefer to use real well water. In Bình Linh Hamlet, the La Camille Yungdao district, there is a resettlement area where a water supply station has been built. However, after many campaigns, the number of households wishing to register to use the water supply source was too small compared to the station's capacity, and operating costs could not be guaranteed, so the water supply station has been abandoned for 10 years. Bến Cầu district is one of the localities with a huge need for clean water. However, right in the area near the water supply station in Lợi Thuận, Camille, many households still do not need to use irrigation water because the well water source being used is not contaminated with alum. Therefore, with the design of supplying water to about 700 households, the station has never operated at full capacity. Meanwhile, the authorities said that in order to expand the pipeline or investing additional water supply stations, the investor must also calculate the investment costs and operating costs. If revenue is too low to cover operations, it will be difficult for the industry to expand investment in new pipelines or build new water supply stations. But even after agreeing to use water for irrigation, many people still have the mentality that tap water is mainly for backup and is rarely used. There are even many households that do not have new indicators for several months. In some areas, tap water has been brought to each household, but they do not use it and still use underground water pump for use. However, if raw water is not guaranteed in the long term, we encourage people to use it at least for drinking. TayNinhTV province tried that by 2025, the proportion of the population with access to hygienic water will reach 100%. New rural communes are supplied with clean water, according to standard reaching 72%. To change people's habits and achieve the set goals, localities and functional agencies still have a lot of work to do. Tiên Sơn Cave is located in Jammer Residential Group, Phong Nha Town, Bố Trạch District, Quảng Bình Province. Tiên Sơn Cave is located at an altitude of 200 meters above sea level. 120 meters above Son River, discovered in 1935. By 2000, Tiên Sơn Cave was put into tourism exploitation by Quảng Bình province and became an attractive destination, attracting tens of thousands of visitors each year. Currently, Tiên Sơn Cave is ready to welcome visitors back with a new look with striking photos, with native flower climbing plants, unique and eye-catching rocky marshal flower beds. LED lighting system reduced height to protect stalactites in the cave. In 2024, Quảng Bình tried to welcome 4.5 to 5 million tourists to the locality. The reopening of Tiên Sơn Cave will have given tourists more options when coming to Quảng Bình, thereby contributing to promoting local tourism development, becoming a safe, interesting and different destination.
The today's news wraps up now. Thank you for your attention and see you next time.